Problem right here was sent to me. It's from the skill model with function combinations. Okay, so yeah, here's the situation. Oil is leaking from a damaged ship that's stranded at sea. The captain has a function that estimates the cost in terms of the cost to clean up, um, given that T tons of oil are spilled. Okay, and that's this right here. This function right here. He also has a function S, which gives you the number of tons of oil that have been spilled after D days. And the question that we're asked is to find an explicit expression that models the cost of cleaning up a D day oil spill, right? So if our oil spill lasts D days, how much will it cost to clean up? Well, one thing I always do if I'm having trouble on these questions is to map out the functions that I have, right? And I'm just saying like a word map. Like people get too lost in the variables and everything, and that's where you go wrong on word problems because you forget what things mean, right? But C, the first function we're giving, it tells us that if we input tons of oil spilled, then we'll get out the cost to clean up, in dollars. And S right here tells us if we put in the days that the oil spill has lasted, we're going to get out the tons of oil spilled. Okay. Now, the function that we're asked to create, this is the question mark here, is a function that gives us, if we input the days after the oil spill has started, the cost to clean up. Okay. So whatever we want to have as our domain, right, for our function has got to be D, right? Now, which of these two functions has days as the domain? It's really the S function. Okay. So it's got to kind of start there. Okay. Then from there, we need to arrive at the cost to clean up. And which of these functions has the cost to clean up is the range value? It's C. Okay. Now, of course, what makes this all work? If you just had two functions that had the right domain and the right range, it wouldn't work unless the output of the first function is the input of the second function. So that's why we can just look at the domain and range, is because the output of the S is the same as the input of C. So that lets us say, well, if I put S into C, right? If I put that function, if I compose it, if I take S first on the days and then I take C on the output of the S function, then I should get the cost to clean up. And that mathematically, that looks like this, right? I'm putting the S function inside the C function. Okay, note that my domain is the days, and my output is going to be C's output, which is cost. And of course, they want an explicit formula. So what that means is they don't just want this kind of formalization, the symbols. They want us to actually write the formula out. And you can see right here, I've combined this in the C function. This is just an X, but I've put the stuff of S of D inside and replaced T with that. So it's inside the C function. That's function composition there. I'm taking S and then I'm taking C. So S is really kind of inside C. I hope that helps on this problem a little bit.